Hi guys, welcome to another installment of Writing SOL Bootcamp video series. Let's go ahead and get started. So today we're looking at avoiding plagiarism. This is a particular kind of question, so let's go ahead and look at an example. So read the following sentence. In 1831, Edgar Allan Poe went to New York City where he had some of his poetry published. Which of the following sentences best paraphrases the information in this sentence without plagiarizing? In 1831, Edgar Allan Poe went to New York City and there he published some poetry. Number 2, Edgar Allan Poe traveled to New York City in the early 1830s and was able to publish some of his poems. 3, Edgar Allan Poe had some of his poetry published when he went to New York City in 1831. 4, when he went to New York City in 1831, Edgar Allan Poe had some poetry published. I'm sure you have the same question that most people have when they see this question here, and that is, what is this question asking me to do? So let's get busy answering that. So take a look. What do we have missing? These words. The question is, which of the following sentences best paraphrases the information in this sentence without plagiarizing? So the intent of this question is to find the sentences or the sentence that doesn't plagiarize. So what does it mean to plagiarize? According to dictionary.com, plagiarism is an act or instance of using or closely imitating the language and thoughts of another author without authorization. So, like these two very angry looking twins, your answer and the original sentence look a lot alike. So let's make sure that that doesn't happen. Plagiarism is when your paraphrase looks too much like the original sentence. So let's look at answer or possibility number 1. So notice how in 1831, Edgar Allan Poe went to New York City is directly copied. This guy didn't even try to mask the fact that he was plagiarizing. Then we have poetry, same word, published, same word. This is definitely an instance of plagiarism and definitely not the right answer. So let's go to number 2. Number 2 says Edgar Allan Poe traveled to New York City in the early 1830s and was able to publish some of his poems. This one is actually a lot better. We definitely have some of the same words, but those words are proper nouns. So Edgar Allan Poe is a name. There's really no way to say that name in a different way. So yeah, it's okay to repeat that, to copy that directly. You'll notice that all 4 of these answer possibilities have the name Edgar Allan Poe and the place New York City, because those are really difficult words to change up. So it's allowed to keep those. Other than that, we pretty much have different words. We have different sentence construct. It's definitely not a plagiarism here. So we have traveled is definitely different from went to in the early 1830s instead of in 1831. Published some of his poems instead of some of his poetry published. So this one is completely changed around. It expresses the same idea, but it doesn't use the same words or the same sentence construct. So this is definitely a candidate for the correct answer. So let's check out number 3. Number 3, we have some plagiarism. So we have poetry published, same words, same word forms. We have went to New York City, and we have in 1831. So again, with the plagiarizing, not as bad as number 1, but definitely plagiarism. So that is a no-go, definitely not number 3. So let's look at the next one. The next one, again, this guy didn't even try. Went to New York City in 1831. Up here we have went to New York City in 1831. Had some poetry published. Up here we have had some and then poetry published. Too much of the same language, not allowed. This is definitely plagiarism. So Our correct answer is number 2, the one where we do have Edgar Allan Poe and New York City repeated because those are allowed, but everything else was changed up so that the language itself belongs to the writer instead of to the original author of this sentence. So let's review. Plagiarism is an act or instance of using or closely imitating the language and thoughts of another author. So let's not too closely imitate the language. In fact, let's not imitate the language at all. Let's just repeat the ideas within the sentence. We're going to paraphrase those, but not make them look too much alike. So let's go look at one more example. Here's another sample question that is formatted like the writing SOL questions. So read the following sentence. When Animal Farm was first published, many people thought that Stalinist Russia was George Orwell's target. Which of the following sentences best paraphrases the information in this sentence without plagiarizing? Number 1, many people thought that Stalinist Russia was Orwell's target when he published Animal Farm. Number 2, when Animal Farm was first published, it was thought that Orwell had Stalinist Russia as his target. 3, when he published Animal Farm, George Orwell was widely believed to have been commenting on Stalinist Russia. 4, it was widely believed that George Orwell's target was Stalinist Russia when Animal Farm was first published. So let's see if we can figure out which one of these is the correct answer. So the first one is blatant plagiarizing. We have a lot of the same words. So we got many people thought that Stalinist Russia was Orwell's target. We have the word published. We have a lot of repetition, a lot of plagiarism. This is absolutely not okay. So this is definitely not the answer. The second one, when Animal Farm was first published, is repeated verbatim, exactly the same words. We also have the word target, same word. So this is probably not going to be our answer because we're looking at not plagiarizing at all. Number 3, when he published, the one word is published. It's okay, although not ideal, to have one word that's the same. We try to avoid it, but when we can, or when we have to, we will repeat the same word. So this is a candidate for correct answer unless we find a better one. So remember, keyword here is the sentence that best paraphrases the information in this sentence without plagiarizing. So this is a candidate, but we always want to look at number 4. So number 4, we have more plagiarism. We have the possessive S here, target, same thing down here, and then we have that same sentence or that same phrase, when Animal Farm was first published. Exactly in the same words, exactly the same sentence construct. So that is definitely not an answer. So what does that leave us with? Number 3 is our winner. This is the one where the writer of this sentence went to some trouble to think about what the sentence was saying and change around those words. So when he published Animal Farm, George Orwell was widely believed to have been commenting on Stalinist Russia instead of many people thought that Stalinist Russia was George Orwell's target. It says the same thing, but in different words, and that's what paraphrasing is about without plagiarizing. So thank you so much for hanging out with me and for learning about not plagiarizing. Hope you do awesome on the writing SOL. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.